Considering that this episode takes place in early April 2019, that moon shouldn't be a full moon. In fact, on April 5th, it's a new moon. The light of the moon is an important element of Kay's encounter with the man in the red raincoat, but such light should be impossible.
Are you listening, Mr. Edgeworth? I said I won't let you do this!
Really, Detective, there's no need to be so dramatic. Who knows? The next prosecutor you work with might be a little more lenient with your salary assessments. You know, like a 17-year-old rock star, maybe?
Red face, gritted teeth. Let's see.
I said we're busy.
Wait, that's it. Stomach cramps, right? No need to worry. It's nothing an injection won't cure. Now roll up your sleeve for me. It won't hurt much.
I'm pretty sure you have to run a complete diagnosis on the patient before you inject him with anything.
If he's from a hospital, maybe it's a patient? Someone you cut down to size with your trademark rapier wit?
And what exactly is that supposed to mean?
See? That right there, sir. When you glare at me like that, I lose the will to live.
Why do you glare R? Also, Gumshoe's got the flair for exaggeration. First the thought of Edgeworth killing Phoenix right there in the courtroom for Gumshoe to witness. Now suicidal thoughts from something as simple as Edgeworth glaring at him.
Her parents must be so worried about her. I bet they've only been getting around 8 hours of sleep each night. You gotta feel for them.
Do I, though? Because that's quite a lot of sleep, if you ask me. Isn't it a common recommendation for an adult to sleep 8 hours each night? I really don't see the issue here. Also, 8 hours is a huge underestimate. In the case of her father, at least, I'd say more 24 hours a night.
She's been like this since she came in yesterday.
So she's only been in the hospital for a day.
No way! That's amazing! How did you figure it out so fast?
Because you just told me? How else?
Look, it's me, Gummy. That's what you always call me.
Gummy? But you're an adult. That's so rude. I don't really call you that, do I? I'm so sorry. I can't believe I feel so guilty now.
What? What the heck happened to you? I've never seen you so polite. Being polite and sensitive is just not. Where's the Kay I know? You're nothing like her.
Gumshoe doesn't know how amnesia works. The letter and ticket stub are items of importance to the story, sure, but there's no point in the episode where you present either of these. But also, why does that ticket stub even exist if Kay never actually went on her own volition? Did Kay's abductor take it from a trash can or steal it from an actual paid customer? Because those are the only options that make any logical sense to me.
Oh, it's for the viewing platform at the top of the Bigg building.
Bigg building? Was it built by an architect named Bigg, or did the architect have a different name and was just having an off day?
So according to this pamphlet, the Bigg building's 50 stories high.
Except that would turn out to be false, in which case, why does the pamphlet say 50? I know the storeroom at the top floor is used for an illicit auction taking place in the building, but still. Ah yes, Amnesiac's memories that we're never gonna present throughout this whole episode just written down the organizer. This old woman is the head of a hospital?
Don't you old fogey me, you dang reprobate.
Dang it, I was ready to remove a sin for how hilarious that thought bubble was. Thought bubble! Capcom, is Grady psychic? Elderly abuse. An enormous semicircular desk with seating for 11. It almost reminds me of a certain legend.
I know the one, sir. The Knights of the, Brown Table, right? Whoops, guess that wasn't it. The Newts of the Brown Table, the Knives of the Brown Stable,
The Knights of the Round Table, they dance whenever they're able. I must scour the scene and inspect anything that catches my attention. And I must scour the footage and send every uttering of this line.
This is quite the room. The big wooden box is full of books. The big person carved out of stone. The sparkly window.
It seems you've forgotten the names of some everyday objects. Allow me, a 22-year-old man, ignorant in the ways of the mind, to ask how bad your amnesia needs to be for that to happen. Forgetting what a bookshelf is called, or a statue, or a stained glass window. I imagine it must have been a real bad bump on the head. Bookshelves.
Books? Elves?
Stained glass.
Stolen glassware.
Law books.
Law breaker.
Goddess statue.
Got this. Snatch too.
Is it just me, or are all her mistakes pointing in a certain direction? I get the pattern for all of them, except bookshelves? You were loudly claiming to be my assistant just the other day, Kay. The other day, as in the first time you two met in 7 years, and it kinda had to be that way since Gumshoe was forced to help Lang. Officer, tell me about the security arrangements for this room. Yes, sir. You need a special key card to enter, sir. And the entries are kept on record, correct? In which case, all they'd have to do is check the keycard held on the victim's person in order to at least get a name. Maybe not definitive proof of the victim's identity, but you'd be getting somewhere at least, and not just judging her to be Kay based on some old notebook.
You know full well that I've been pursuing a certain smuggling ring.
Yeah, that Cadopian smuggling ring that's been run by an ambassador for one of the two separate countries, that issue had already been solved, I thought, unless you're talking about remnants of the smuggling ring somewhere here. Begin investigation? We didn't even get an investigation complete prompt before Franziska showed up. You there. What do we know about this notebook, officer? The victim was holding it when they found her, sir. It was the only thing with any kind of name on it at the time. Other than probably the keycard she was holding. Oh wait, the keycard itself doesn't have a name, but run a check on that thing, dang it!
It's a loyalty card! Probably from the store.
It's a key card.
Oh, why, sir? Why?
Now you really wish that you knew how to read! Mind if I ask why it goes straight back to the zoom out view after I connect logic together, even if I did it while examining something up close?
I forgot to pay my electricity bill once a while back, and I had to live by candlelight for a whole month.
Who does that in this day and age? People who don't have battery backup lamps? And don't go dissing candlelight like that. Candlelight is dope. Also, you're one to talk about doing things ancient style when you still use an ancient style cell phone in 2019.
Step away from the body, Edgeworth.
10 steps ahead of you. Not only do Needler and Hertz just disappear from existence once they hit the left side of the screen, even them walking just on its own feels off. Like they're moving too quickly for the way they walk.
Anyway, that settles it. We need to arrest Kay Faraday.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Even contracting amnesia doesn't make her exempt from murder suspicion. That's the second time!
They call it the human race because somebody has to win it. And that somebody is me!
Yeah, you think you're the baby Jesus, get on with it.
I won this race too! I saw it before anyone else did! Kay Faraday is the murderer, no doubt about it!
You make it sound like you saw the murder take place, but that's not true at all. On top of working on the deductions themselves, you should also work on how to phrase your sentences.
What can I say? Winners know where winners go. I'm number 1, and 2, and 3!
In other words, the majority of your work is second, if not third rate.
Why do you have to always make fun of me?
You said it, not me.
There's only one side to be on, Scruffy. The side of truth.
I guess Franzi's learned at least. Yeesh, do his tears really flood that much of his goggles? With how much crying he does, I'm shocked he doesn't have dehydration issues.
Thank you for asking, sir. We have identified a prime suspect, 1K Faraday. We are currently trying...
You don't have nearly enough to make her your prime suspect, and you know it! Or have you forgotten what we just discovered about the letter?
I told you, that was just a mix-up! They got the wrong bucket. Yeah!
He's still clinging to that stupid notion? If being a prosecutor means I must turn a blind eye to the very truth before me, then I will gladly shed the title to be free. Just by playing Dual Destinies or Spirit of Justice, you would know that he won't be without that badge forever. Sadly, most Americans had no choice but to play Dual Destinies and Spirit of Justice before playing this game. Unless, of course, they played the fan-made ROM for Investigations too.
Are you running away from the Von Karma? From me?
Get over it, Franziska! I don't associate myself with Von Karma anymore!
Where you go, I go, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm always there, right by your side.
Not this time, Ruth. The sun sure set quickly. You're telling me, on April 5th, 2019, that didn't happen until 7:19 p.m. That's 37 minutes from the time stated there. In fact, at this time of the evening, I don't think it should be dark out yet. What am I standing here for? The Steel Samurai isn't on today! The Moon Matrix is gonna go wild when he talks about the Steel Samurai one of these days. I swear that's gonna happen.
Maybe I can help. How about an injection?
Please stop with the ejections!
Get me guess, we take a normal serving of cotton candy and we split it in half. Part it if you will. Half candy, same price, double the profit. And we're laughing all the way to a bank.
Capitalism.
Good to see you, kiddo. Glad to see you safe. Come on, bring it in.
Okay.
Hey, that's the spirit.
Not now, Fender. I understand you're trying to look after Kay, especially in these current circumstances, but dude, we don't need you scolding right now.
As you can see, they're still hard at work up on the 50th floor.
As far as the public is concerned, the 50th floor is the top floor, but the second to top floor is the one that's illuminated. Shouldn't that be raising eyebrows even from the press? Yes, there appears to be a hidden 51st floor. Is there a 51st floor? Yeah, there's a 51st floor if the second to top floor is apparently the 50th floor, which the press just accepts, and there's a dark floor just above. The real question is, how do we get to the real top floor just below the viewing platform?
I could see the moon over their shoulder as they came closer and closer.
The way the game establishes the moon phases, yes, but like I said, on April 5th, 2019, the moon that was out at night was a new moon. A new moon does not provide light, meaning Kay should have been able to see the moon over her attacker's shoulder. How has no one noticed a floor between the 50th floor and the viewing platform until just now? How has no one noticed the fact that Edgeworth is speaking this in past tense, not present tense? But also, that's the freaking question I've been asking. Why did everyone think there was only 50 floors in the big building? Didn't you just leave to go back to Europe a few days ago? And you're back again already?
Yep, I'm here with one of my professors. But not to do any schoolwork or anything, just some interpreting.
So that's the only reason we have to see you 2 games in a row? Oh wait, scratch that. Apollo Justice came before the first investigation, so that would be 3 games in a row. For a character exclusive to a bonus case in the original trilogy, she sure shows up a lot elsewhere.
There's gotta be a light switch here somewhere. Ah, bingo!
Is there only one light switch in this room, and it's on the other side of the room? That was quite a ways for Fender to walk. Yes, we know about the hidden storeroom now, but are you updating what's already printed on a whole pamphlet? How? Not a fan of horror movies, I take it?
No way! That stuff's so unscientific!
I think you mispronounced terrifying. No, unscientific works too.
Which would mean the candelabrum was evidence from another case?
That actually makes me curious as to the particular other case. Is it for the body case? Was it used by Miss Scarlet in the study? Or perhaps Professor Plum in the kitchen? Maybe even Colonel Mustard in the billiard room? Maybe in Ace 27, a flashback will give us a clue.
The nickel samurai always seems kinda pleased with himself to me. You know what I mean.
Oh, Emma, you don't know the half of it. This statue. I'm surprised to see it too. I wonder how they managed to get such a huge statue into a storeroom with entrances so tight. Ugh, my eyes! Stop that at once!
Ain't no stopping my snapping, not till I get every dang detail and then some.
But aren't you worried about running out of exposures?
We're just here to investigate.
Sure you are. If by investigate you mean pull the wool over Lotta's mile-wide eyes.
Sure, if by pull the wool over Lotta's mile-wide eyes, it may talk not very discreetly about investigating the storeroom as you conveniently fall asleep as we do, only to wake up just as we were looking over the statue that was somehow hauled up here. It didn't hurt to try, I guess, but we're probably better off leaving her alone for now. No, the heck, I'm afraid we're not. We still haven't played around on my chest this episode, and this is the perfect opportunity. But setting that aside for now, what's important is that we've discovered something vital to the case. Namely, that the underground auction was chaired by none other than our victim. And Kay apparently ran into the chairwoman and was attacked first. What? I'm just stating possible grounds for justified self-defense.
That's better. Being a news hound's all about keeping a cool head no matter what the world throws at you, see?
Says the woman who's quick to fiery rage over... things. I don't have anything to do with you? That's a little unkind, don't you think? Yeah, especially after you apologized for your testimony, which nearly landed me in jail, against my own mentor, no less. If you didn't hear the sound of nothing, does that mean you did hear the sound of something? Only Miles Edgeworth would use semantics to his advantage when speaking with a southerner about a murder in the area.
I'm just a dainty little journalist all on her lonesome. You think I was fixing to jump in and save the day?
That's right, you're only dangerous when it's to the inconvenience of innocent bystanders that went and done nothing wrong. How did you know it was the killer just by looking?
Because they're literally red-handed with blood. How else would that get there, huh?
Who else do we know has blood on their hand?
Wow, this is some sturdy construction. Thick floor plate, sturdy supports. At a rough estimate, I'd say it could hold 50 of you. Easily, Mr. Edgeworth.
What are you saying exactly? Edgeworth skinny?
Maybe somebody put something with blood on it in there?
I see the logic piece, but where's the green text in the queue line?
Now you just hold your horses there. There's no way the body could have been in there.
What do you mean?
I took a look at that there box when I first got in here. Looked to be just about the perfect size for a little hide-and-go-seek if the need arose. And maybe it would have been, if I could have opened it. But it was wrapped in chains and locked up tight. And I ain't no scam apologist. The murder happened just a little bit after I scoped it out. So can't nobody have put no body in there.
Or maybe they could have just by screwing with the chains a bunch, and they totally could have without you knowing about it, provided you weren't conscious the whole time. Lotta, you were conscious the whole time it happened, right? Given all the investigation and mind games taking place in that storeroom, it seemed to me like more than 37 minutes up there.
Double youch!
Was that supposed to happen as presented? Doesn't seem like it to me. It was like that in the DS version too. You'd think in the remaster they'd fix that, but nope.
Please, everybody, feel free to call me Celsius.
No thanks, I'm quite attached to Fahrenheit. Warned by the victim, true, but if we take the preliminary findings as fact, that means we've already spotted a contradiction. The puncture wounds on the body do not appear on the jacket, meaning she couldn't have been stabbed while wearing it. And don't tell me she put it on after the stabbing. I'm more than a little surprised that it wasn't brought up until the next day.
This court recognizes the legitimacy of the accused's memories.
What? But you said you didn't believe her like 5 minutes ago!
She's only believing her now because she confessed, dumb shoe.
You conducted an unlawful investigation. Worse, you aided and abetted the flight of a suspect.
Kay ran off on her own accord. I didn't think that would happen. And they stripped me of all the evidence we'd so painstakingly gathered, even if they did let me keep Kay's Yadagarasu pin. What for? I mean, yeah, the thing was bugged so the true mastermind of the game could listen in on everything, but nobody knew that. So after I was finished talking with Gavel, the story won't advance unless I first examine everything in my cell. I really don't see the point of this. That reminds me of a movie I once saw. A prison inmate hatched a plot to escape by using the file to cut his cell bars. I won't be doing that, of course. For one thing, I don't have a file on me at the moment. What am I saying? I wouldn't do it even if I did have one. What are you saying? Why switch from thought bubble to spoken? We regret to announce that, due to the warden's arrest, the Die of Destiny game will be discontinued. Inmates will no longer need to roll a die every morning to determine their meals for the day. We wholeheartedly apologize to those who are looking forward to their daily casting of the die. Who among any inmates, detention center, or prison would ever look forward to this whole Die of Destiny bullcrap?
Please, just leave it alone, will you? Things were coming along nicely until you interfered.
Is one of the options seriously to just concede? How much time was spent on your investigation altogether?
My, you really don't give up, do you?
That wasn't what he originally said if you choose to ask how much time was spent investigating before clearing the other option.
The arrest, you say? I believe the order was given by...
Come now, Chairman Winner, we both know it was you.
Alright, you got me. You make it sound like it was somehow a bad thing, though.
But it is a bad thing. What if the arrest was false, which we have been given much reason to believe that it is?
Knowing the real truth will get you nowhere, because that's how much it's worth. Nothing. Shocking, I know.
Just come out and say it, you're an evil piece of crap! Pretty much any other time the date and time are separated, it's always by a comma. Why here is it by a hyphen?
I hereby call this hearing to order. We are gathered here today to assess the professional competency of Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth.
This was phrased differently than it was in the opening, which on top of that just called him Mr. Miles Edgeworth, not Prosecutor. And yet here he's being referred to as Prosecutor despite the fact that he already turned in his badge by this point.
Precisely, Mr. Chairman. The killer dressed the victim in the auctioneer's outfit after the fact. But at the time when she was killed, Miss Ringer was wearing a red raincoat.
So the proposition is that Kay killed Ringer, then took off her red raincoat and put the auctioneer's clothes on her? When would the committee propose she had the chance to do that if she contracted amnesia somewhere in between?
If, and this is purely hypothetical of course, you were to withdraw your objections, you might wake up tomorrow to find yourself the proud owner of a seat on this committee.
What makes Excelsius believe Edgeworth gives a crap about that?
What are you talking about? Who dies from a hand wound?
That depends. Maybe the hand got infected? Doesn't that strike you as odd? The victim died of stab wounds to the chest. Wouldn't that lead one to expect to find bloodstains in that area? And yet, there was blood only on the hood. Moreover, not a single hole in the raincoat. That's what I'd bring up. To case suspicion on Kay, of course. Why else? I hate to be that guy, but it's cast, not case. You would never commit a murder. You could never. Because this is who you really are. The symbol of her noble nature. This pin. This journey of self-rediscovery may not yet be complete, but I realize at this moment, it couldn't be any more poignant.
You're a good person, Mr. Edgeworth.
Sorry to burst your bubble, but I'm not. And I don't plan on becoming one anytime soon. Just see how I am in Dual Destinies in Spirit of Justice. Ah! Kay!
What's wrong? Did you remember something?
It'd be like some cliche movie plot if she did.
Who cares, as long as it's riveting? What else does this latest revelation tell us? Once again, giving us two complete nonsense options given what we gathered, leaving us with only one answer that makes sense.
Thing is, that don't add up. I counted 11 people coming down that hatch, see? Then the murder happened, and then the auction started back up again. Now, I had me a look back downstairs right after that.
Yeah, downstairs.
The auctioneer's hammer?
That's the bunny!
Nice try, game, but this isn't the first Ace Attorney game I played in my life. I know that's just the judge's gabble from the original trilogy.
What other explanation could there be for the discrepancy in your report?
We ask about a discrepancy in the report, but we don't talk to her about it until the opportune moment while cross-examining her. Your report states that the head injury appears to have been sustained post-mortem, which is the exact opposite of what I just said.
Oh, sure.
I diligently dictated that report to Florence here, and she wrote it all down just like I said it. If something happened to it after that, weren't nothing to do with me.
You dictated it? If you could please tell me more. Why? Why aren't we progressing in the story yet? Just because I need to present the preliminary findings to the new statement? Edgeworth already spelled out the contradiction by pressing the last statement. What's even the point of this whole cross-examination? Dr. Hertz, I'd like you to take a look at the report for yourself. Well, it's about freaking time, Mr. Genius Prosecutor.
Very well. Allow me to relay to everyone what you have just told me. Ain't no doubt about what I said. I dictated my findings to Florence just like I told you I did. The fuddle-headed young thing must have wrote it down wrong or something.
Wow, that was a great impression.
Was it? We only ever heard Needler speak through Hertz. I'm not sure we can really judge impressions just from that. Nurse Needler's role in this crime was very important because, again, two of these options don't make sense because we already say her testimony wouldn't benefit Chairman Winter, but I don't know if her being the murderer would hinder him either, and her being the real victim is easily disproven just by her standing right there before us. Nurse Needler doctored the report in order to cover for her accomplice. You mean the killer? Because she's the accomplice. By saying she has an accomplice, aren't you technically accusing her of murder? Because accusing her of murder was one of the wrong options you could choose from the question you're answering.
So maybe I ought to have mentioned this before, but...
You mean ought to have mentioned, right? Past tense! I imagine they were none too pleased when it showed up as a surprise piece of evidence in this case. Well, I'm none too pleased you missed a whole O and 2.
You're dang right you couldn't take her hair. What kind of medical professional are you?
That's where you draw the line, so taking her clothes was okay. I don't think so. Didn't Hertz say earlier?
And left the poor child in her smalls? Have you no respect, girl?
Who's to say one crime's worse than the other?
You've proven the nurse was part of the murder plot, but sadly for you it doesn't change a whole lot, because it does nothing to prove that Kay Faraday isn't the ringleader.
A 17-year-old girl, ringleader of an auction? I hope you realize that by trying to cover things up, you're still not benefiting yourself.
You should thank your former subordinate for what I'm about to share.
If I gave up my prosecutor's badge, I'm pretty sure Gumshoe is my former subordinate. No need for the quotation marks. Also, subordinate only has one B! We already proved that ourselves.
You... what?
Yes, just a few minutes ago!
Then why didn't you say so sooner?
Maybe because you just showed up out of nowhere? An object with a circular surface used in an auction. We're obviously talking about... If you're gonna give me a multiple choice question, challenge me!
I was just thinking back over the defendants I've made plea deals with over the years. People who poured their hearts out to me, who trusted me with every detail of their crimes. And then, when it came to their sentencing, I recommended life in prison every time. For every single one.
For every defendant, a life sentence? No lower?
What the heck are you doing, Gavel? You can't just accuse my dad! Without proper grounds, it's defamation!
An excellent observation, Eustace.
It is?
Well, I guess in a sense, deformation works the same way as the word you meant to say, which is defamation.
She had to do what he said. She didn't have any choice.
He?
The person in question was the chief prosecutor at the time.
Excelsius is more evil than I thought. Not only did he withhold information, he penalized the prosecutor in charge of the case, all because of hidden information that he himself withheld.
What kind of fact that the victim's burn mark was covered up possibly tell us?
I am so over these multiple choice questions by this point. The victim clearly had a burn mark, making two of these answers wrong.
Those tests you aced, I had the school give you perfect scores on all of them. Those debate and speech competitions you won, the judges were all friends of mine. If you never even realized that much, there's no hope for you, I'm afraid. None at all. You're no son of mine. Even you must see that!
Terrible father syndrome strikes again in Ace Attorney, except this one is not only evil, but just outright idiotic. If you cheated the system in your son's favor, I'd very much appreciate if you'd stop wondering how you raised a total buffoon. It shouldn't take a genius to figure out how. This whole thing with your son being so dumb, this is all your fault! Wait, so only his hair and fake beard got incinerated? Also, the burn mark is shaped like a skull, and it's on his chin of all places. When and how did he get that particular burn?
In the matter of the murder of Miss Rosie Ringer, this court finds you guilty.
Man, what a missed opportunity. You could have had black letters spelling out guilty, just like if Phoenix failed to exonerate his client. I feel like those proceedings went for more like between an hour and a half to 2 hours, not just an hour and 14 minutes.
As he read the letters, that's when he came up with the idea to frame Miss Faraday for Miss Ringer's murder. So he decided to place the victims in a very conspicuous place, namely in her left chest pocket.
Kinda defeats the purpose of stabbing her with the candelabrum if you weren't gonna also poke holes in the letter too.
But before he could uncover the truth behind the auctions, he was disappeared.
We're grown adults that just got done solving a murder. Did you have to censor yourself while talking about another murder?
Okay, Kay. Transformation time.
Yeah, now this is what I'm talking about. Fits like a stolen glove.
Yeah, but where did she change? Hopefully not right there in the same room, at the very least behind some partition. Those had to be the slowest 9 minutes ever.
So, who did? Who would prepare such a thing? Oh no, I'm not the only one who would like to know.
And how do we know it wasn't you?
No, why would I do a thing like that, huh?
I'd suggest it to be because his client asked him to, but even if he did, the killer still wouldn't do it because that's not his MO. He always leaves a card at the scene of his crimes, letting the police know he's the culprit behind those crimes. As we learned in Farewell My Turnabout, he never tries to discredit himself, but if his client tries to discredit him, well...
Obliviate!
Dot, 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 dot. Dot, 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 dot. Beep, beep. Loading, loading.
It's a key card. Why the is this the hardest line in the whole script for me? It's a key card. And yet I look at it and I'm like, how the do I say this? It's not even a word. You should thank your former subordinate. Of course, that's a word. I'm sorry. A fool is a fool who will only listen to the foolish opinions of other foolish fools. Foolish fool who dreams foolish dreams of foolish dreams. Wait, no. Foolish fool who foolishly dreams of foolish dreams. A fool's fool, fools who... Oh my god, I love her.
I'm Excelsius Winter. I smoke 20 cigs a day and I verbally abuse my son.